let's get to the tip of the week. Originally, I wanted to make the tip of the week about passive income, how I generate passive income, how you can generate passive income, and why you need passive income. And I thought this is a video that everyone needs to see. But I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking about this probably for an hour or two. And I realized that before I talk about how to generate passive income, you have to first have the right skills and have the right mindset and to really know what it is that you want to do before you can actually successfully generate passive income. There's a lot of ways you can generate passive income. If you're an expert in something, you can build a course on that area and you can sell your course, or you can consult people in that area. You can write a book on that and sell your book, market your book. You can get into real estate. You can open up a store, start selling some kind of product or service. There's a lot of ways to generate passive income, even a YouTube channel. And that's what I want to talk about in the next video. But in this video, I'm going to talk about something that's actually even more important because it's the part that comes before you generate passive income. So what can that be? Why don't I use myself for an example? Because anytime I talk about anything, I usually bring it back to myself and my personal experiences. So my tip of the week is the problem that so many people have is that they end up in a job where they're strictly in that job for the money. What do I mean by that? There's cashiers that are probably doing their job just for the money. Maybe you work at a restaurant, you're a bartender, and you're doing it just for the money. You work at a pizza shop and you deliver pizzas and you're doing it just for the money. All those jobs are okay jobs to have, but it depends on how you approach your job. And I'm going to use my friend as an example that works at Domino's. He has the mindset that he one day wants to own a Domino's, and he has been working at this Domino's and raising the bar, or raising his skill set, really learning how each department of the store works. Everything from taking the orders to the cashier, to making the pizza, to delivering the pizza, quality check, making sure the supplies are there. He has spent the last few years understanding fully each department in that business. And he's been working his way up. So somebody might look at him and say, oh, he just works at a pizza shop. But the way he sees it is every day that he's going to work, he has his goal. I want to own a pizza shop. For him, it's not just the money anymore. It's about everything that makes that business work and how to reproduce that success. So in 5 years, in 10 years, he can own a pizza shop. Then he can own 2 pizza shops and he can grow from there. A waitress can have the same kind of mindset. Are you doing it just for the money? Or do you want to own a bed and breakfast one day? Do you want to own your own restaurant one day? So now instead of going to work thinking, crap, I have to go to work, it's going to be a long day, I'm not happy about this, you go to work thinking, okay, today I really want to learn what can I get out of my job today. When you serve the people, what kind of responses do they have to the menu? Do they like the menu? Does the menu confuse them? How is the seating arrangement? How is the management structure? Does the restaurant you're working at have a bunch of convoluted issues that don't make sense? Does your restaurant run out of ingredients or certain menus, and why? So all these things are becoming now not just a job anymore for you, but you're actually trying to grow your skill set to work towards your goal of either owning a restaurant or owning a franchise or whatever it is that your goal might be. I'm just using those two as an example, but let me talk a little bit more about what I mean when it comes to developing your own skill set. There is a shortage of skilled labor right now, and that is because a lot of people don't really know what they want to do or where they want to go in life. Kids in high school will just find a job just to make money. They'll get a job sweeping floors or serving food or cleaning or whatever it might be, and they hate to go to work. And it's because they're just doing it for the money, which is actually a very not good approach on life, Because if you just do something for the money, eventually it's going to stop and you're going to be left with a bunch of stress because you need to make more money, and you're left without a skill set. Skilled labor is hard to come across. And as a business owner, I know that. It's very hard for me to find skilled people in a very specific subject that I'm looking for. And it's because people don't spend the time on developing their skill sets, but instead just try to get through their life day by day. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5 job. In fact, actually most people prefer that, and they prefer the security that comes with it. But when you have a job like that, you should make sure that every day you're doing the most that you can to raise yourself in that company. If you work in a certain department in that company, you should also start learning how the other departments work and how they all work together. Because when you start to understand how a business is run, you become a very valuable asset to that company, to the point where they don't want to fire you because you understand how the business works, and you actually contribute to that business to make it work even more functional, and you bring your own ideas to that company. That's how you raise yourself in a ladder in a business. Anytime we have an employee that goes out and beyond to be the best they can be in their position, they can quickly acquire new positions. And at one point, we never want to let this person go because they're just too valuable of an asset. That person now can get paid more by us. They are more secure because we're not going to fire them. And if they ever decide to leave the company, they can easily get a job somewhere else. They also will have the knowledge to potentially even start their own business, which I believe should be the end goal for everybody. And that's where the passive income comes into play, which I'll talk about in the next video. So how do you actually build this skill set? How do you become skilled labor? The first thing that I would suggest is find something that you're passionate about. Because if you're not passionate about it, it will always feel like work. If you actually enjoy doing what you're doing, it may still feel like work some days, but you'll have a bigger end goal at the end of the day. So on those really hard days, you can always think to yourself, well, this is what I'm working towards, so it's okay that I'm putting the time in now. If you don't have that end goal, those days that are very stressful and very hard at work are going to be the worst things ever, because to you, it's just another hard labor day and another paycheck that hardly covers your living expenses and providing for your family. So you're always going to be in a circle of stress. But if your end goal is, if you work at a construction company and your end goal is to own your own construction company at one point, or to manage big projects, or to be a lead generator to where you can find big projects and land them for that business, whatever your end goal is, now you can work towards it. And you can use your 9-to-5 job as a catalyst to give you more experience. But when you get home, that's when the real skill learning comes into play. And this is what I suggest that everyone should do. If you're interested in something, if you want to be the best in something, and I'll throw a few examples in here. If you want to be the best fisherman in Florida, okay, to be the best fisherman in Florida, this is how you would do it. This is how I would do it. I would contact every charter in a specific area, maybe South Florida or in the Keys, and I would tell them, if you ever have a mate that is sick or can't make it, I'm your guy to call. I will mate your boat. Even if your mate is there, I'll be the second mate and you can teach me. Call up 30, 40 charters and tell them all this. Make sure they all have your contact. Now you can start working on these boats and start gaining knowledge, hands-on. When you're at home, start listening to podcasts at least once a day. When you're driving to work and when you're driving back from work, listen to podcasts on how to fish, on the best techniques to use in shallow water, in deep water, how to catch swordfish, how to catch a mahi, whatever it is. Listen to podcasts, read books. I think reading books is hands down the best way that you can become an expert in something. They say that millionaires read 60 books a year, and I tried that pattern. That's about 1 book a week. I tried that, and I was able to read 2 books in 2 weeks, so it is possible. But I'm so busy that I found reading 1 book every 2 weeks is my sweet spot, but I don't think it should be any less than that. And read books on how to be a good fisherman, fishing techniques in a certain area. And on the weekends, spend 5 hours reading about it. Go online, research the topic, call up more charter people. Tell them you want to be charter. If you can consistently chase your passion in that manner, in a few years, you will be top dog in that industry. And you will be skilled labor that people will want on their boat. You might just be in high school watching this. If you're in high school, you're probably not thinking much about the direction you want to take your life in. What do you want to be skilled in? You might not have that idea yet, or you might actually have a very clear idea. What I suggest doing is start reading books on the topic that you want to pursue. If you want to get into construction, there's some really great books out there on construction. There's also some general books that I suggest everyone to read, and those are leadership books, how to be a good leader, mindset books, how to have a business entrepreneur mindset, how to ask the right questions, how you can get the most out of any situation that you're in. I also suggest reading a couple books on health. I recently just read Jesse Itzler's book. This guy's a multimillionaire, and he's over 60 years old, and he's in super fit shape. And he has some health tips in there that I think will make you live longer. Actually, I don't think they will make you live longer. They will make you live longer. Read these books and take knowledge from these books. There's billionaires out there that sell courses. They generate passive income through selling courses. And these courses can be $1,000, $2,000, $25,000, like Grant Cardone University. And I took some of these courses. I spent thousands of dollars on these courses. And then I also bought the $30 books written by these same guys. And their books are just as good as their courses. When you buy a book from a billionaire, you are learning everything that this guy has put into the book. The billionaire doesn't need more money. He's writing this book because he's trying to leave some kind of legacy behind. He wants to leave knowledge behind for people. And it's only $30, and you're getting this guy's whole life work. Now, you might not think much of it. You might think, oh, it's just a book. What's that going to teach me? But do this for me. Go out and find a super successful entrepreneur and buy his book. It might be $10, it might be $20, it might be $30. Go and buy a book from someone super successful and read the whole thing. I have never read a book where I didn't learn something that in a way changed my life. You might have a super crappy book, but there might be one sentence in that book that you can either apply to your health, or apply it to your business, or apply it to your family and friends and relationships that can completely change your life for the better. So it might be a crappy book, but if you can take one important lesson away from it, that $30 is nothing compared to what it's going to do for you in the future. A personal experience of mine on how to build a skill set was I was never good at speaking in front of people. And I also didn't like college. I always thought college was the biggest waste of time ever for me personally, because I went to college for business. And college itself is a business. If you don't already know that, colleges are there for profit. They're a business. There's so many other resources out there that don't cost you $20,000 a year. I learned more about business from a handful of $30 books than I did in the year and a half that I was actually enrolled in college. And I took a few classes that had nothing to do with my degree, and that was public speaking. And I took public speaking because I've always wanted to be better at talking to people, and I sucked. I mean, the first time in my public speaking class where I had to get in front of people and speak, I got a nosebleed. I think because I was really nervous, and it was just super embarrassing. I mean, everyone was looking at me like, my God, this guy's face is bleeding, and I didn't even realize it. I just kept presenting until I saw that there was drops of blood all over the floor, and then I wiped my nose, and I was just like, Aw man, no, I was not doing a bunch of cocaine. When I started my fishing channel, when I did the research in other successful hunting and fishing channels, I learned that a big part of their success is building a connection with the audience. And to do that, you have to talk into a camera so you can tell your viewers what you're thinking or what you're about to do. And in my first fishing videos, I was very sketchbally, like nervous. I would mess up my words. I would stare into my lens and not know what to say. But I've been doing it so much for the past couple of years that it's becoming a lot more natural. Like right now, my heart rate is not thumping out of my chest. I'm not sweating. I'm not really running out of words to say. And I actually feel like I'm talking to a person. When I look at the lens, I pretend like someone else is sitting there. And that's a skill set that I've been building. When you build a skill set, you don't lose your skill sets. And that's why they're so important. You can lose your cashier job, but if you were at that job trying to understand how that business worked and you were learning from that job, you have that knowledge still in your head. No one can take that away from you. They can take your job away, but no one can take away your skills and your knowledge. So if you're a student and you're sitting in class, don't sit there thinking, wow, this is a waste of time. Sit there thinking about what you want to do in life. Everything the teacher says, listen to it and try to figure out, is this important to me? And if it's completely not important to you at all, start scribbling on your piece of paper business ideas or what it is that you love doing. Start writing things down. Focus on what makes you happy and focus on where you want to take your life. Set your goals so you can work towards those goals. I think that's actually one of my other tips of the week, set your goals. But develop a skill set is really what this tip of the week is about. Develop a skill set. Use every situation in your life to help grow your skill set to help achieve that goal that you want. During your 9-to-5 job, think about how this job is helping you get towards your goal. When you get off work, read books on what it is that is going to help you get to that goal. You want to become part of the skilled labor category. You want to become good at something. And that's what I want all of my subscribers to focus on, is becoming really good at something, become an expert in something, read and learn on that subject as much as you can and be passionate about it, be an artist about it. When you sit down and do your job, it's not just a job, it's actually beautiful. What you're working on is something that you believe in and you want to make it the best that it can be. You want to obsess over it being good. You don't want to finish the job. You want to finish the job with an end product that you can be proud of and that you can show people. And through being the best, you're going to be developing skills that is going to make you irresistible. Stop wasting your weekends. Start working hard. When I was in high school, I was always fascinated about the fact that you can build a website and sell anything through it. So I started a blog that was about health. And while it wasn't really something I was passionate about, what I was learning was how to build a website. And my brother, he was brewing beer at the time, and he created a website. It was more of a blog style website on how to brew beer, his beer recipes, the processes he did. And while those things might have not been the jobs that we wanted, health or brewing beer. I mean, although brewing beer is probably a job we all kind of want. But the main purpose of all that was learning how to build the websites. Building the websites was a skill that we were building that for the rest of our lives, we have that knowledge. We can whip up a website like nothing because we've done it so many times. That's a skill set. My brother Alex Winkler is actually the perfect example of somebody that used college and used school to their advantage because they knew what their end goal was. So my brother went to college in New York for finance. He always really liked the whole concept of trading stocks and how companies worked and just the whole financial side of things, the whole Wall Street of it all. He actually lived on 45 Wall Street during his time in college. And he was on the stock exchange. He was in there with some big people like Jim Cramer. And he spent his time in college, you know, when class was over, it's not just like go home and go party. It was go home and get on your computer and learn more about stocks and start trading stocks. And through trading, constantly trading, he was learning the patterns, he was learning market trends and what to look for. And that's how he became such a good trader, where now he's making more money. And in trading, you're always either going to make money or lose money. Even the best traders lose money. But the whole point is to always, to mainly be making money. And my brother got to that point. He actually took all his knowledge that he learned from college and applied it to the crypto market, because you can trade crypto coins just like any other stock. There's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. There's literally, I think, like hundreds of coins that you can trade like any other stock. And that's what he's been doing with our company funds at Enzlo. He's been taking all of our extra funds and trading them into crypto, and he's been making us consistent profits through doing that. And he's actually launching his crypto course on March 31st, which is actually this Saturday. And he's giving 100 spots to that course away for $1. And the reason he does that, and the reason that any courses that we ever launch is for $1, is because it lets 100 students into our course, go through our material, give us feedback, and ensures that our course is actually good and is going to help people. And then through that feedback, we make the course even better, and then obviously then we put the course out at the full price. But it's a proven concept, and it's a proven course, and it's a skill that we've built that we're now turning into passive income. So props to my brother for getting his passive income on check, because that's what we're all about at the end of the day. If you are interested in getting that into that course for only $1, head over to profitablecryptotrader.com and enter your email in there before March 31st. And then when we launch it, you'll get an email for the $1 notification, and that's your chance to grab it for $1. So if you've ever considered getting into crypto trading, get that. Moving on. So once you've built a skill set in something, that's the perfect example of how you can turn a skill into extra passive income on top of whatever job you might already have. I love passive income, and I love building my skills and becoming a better person all around, baby. You can learn the ins and outs of how to run a restaurant. When you firsthand experience how to do it, and you read books on how to do it, and you take in any kind of knowledge on how to become a good restaurant manager or how to run a restaurant, you can do consulting one day, and you can get your proof of concept. Find a restaurant in your area that doesn't seem to be doing that well and approach them. Just approach them and tell them, hey, I'm a restaurant manager. I know how I can fix your restaurant to make it more money. Can I come in and change a few things? I won't charge anything. I just want to see if my methods can help your restaurant generate more income just by changing a few methods and the way that your restaurant is run. A lot of them will probably tell you to get lost, because restaurant managers, but eventually you're going to find one that's going to let you come in and maybe change a few things. And that's your proof of concept. Go in there, change some things around, really think about it hard. How can you make this restaurant more money? Spend a month helping them out and then see how it goes. And if you do help them out, you just created your proof of concept, and your skill set level and your knowledge and your basically your life resume just got that much bigger. And you keep working towards what you want in life, and you will be number one. If you have any questions, maybe you have a certain direction that you've been thinking about, maybe where to go in life or how to get the most out of your current job, you can always leave a comment below. Or you can also email me at heiko@enzlo.com, and we can actually get together on a live stream and you can have a chat with me. We have 2 live streams planned this week, but with the whole moving and stuff, I might not be able to get to those live streams till next week. But shoot me an email, and I'm more glad to give you my advice from my experiences and with people I've worked with, and just try to maybe even just give you some motivation. So thank you for watching. My name is Heiko Winkler, and yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers.